Joining us now is royal biographer Angela Levin and friend of the programme to tell us more on Angela. It was so wonderful to see the King looking quite so well, actually, in Sandringham.
Yes, I was absolutely delighted because you don't know whether he would be bedridden or he didn't have the energy to walk very far. And there you saw him. If you didn't know that he'd had cancer and it was published, that you would have thought he was just in the right mood and walking to church as he likes to do every Sunday. So, brave him, really. And Camilla by his side, smiling, probably jerking him into joking, and it's wonderful that she's there, such like a rock. She said she was going to copy the late Prince Philip, and that's what she's doing. She's absolutely there when she's needed.
And, I don't know how really to put this, Angela, but she has been trained up well, hasn't she? Everything leads to this moment, and now that the King's not around for many engagements, she's filling in, she's beginning to fill in. What sort of job do you think she's doing?
Well, it is absolutely amazing because when I was talking to various people and her for my biography of her, they said that after they were married in 2005, one of the aides said to her, "Would you like to do some charity work?" And she said, "Oh, well, I'm going to the hairdresser tomorrow, and later this week I'm seeing a friend for tea. Perhaps we could leave it for a couple of days." And that is because she was brought up. It wasn't being rude or lazy. She was brought up just to have fun, to read, to ride horses and to have fun. So she had no idea how to do anything like that. But she started with osteopathy, which her mother and grandmother suffered from. And she said that once she started doing charity work, the more she did, the more she wanted to do. And that she felt that because of her position, then, let alone now, that she could really help people and make a difference. And that's what she's done. What the work she's going to do is to attend as many engagements as possible that King Charles would have done, which is a huge load, but she'll do it with grace. And last week she was driven for 6 hours to go to a charity in a local church. And it was just astonishing that she would do that. The helicopter, the weather was too bad for that. So she would do her absolute best to stand by him. She never wanted to be in the spotlight, and she absolutely disliked giving speeches. But she's learnt all that. And I think it's a marvellous thing that she's done, but also marvellous for older women, that you can change, you can do more, and you can do it with alacrity and dedication.
And we also hear that the King is being bolstered by his friendship with Fergie, who we've seen, even at Christmas, being welcomed back into the fold.
Yes, well, a lot of that was Camilla too, because she doesn't bear grudges. And it was a long, long time. It was mainly the Duke of Edinburgh that couldn't stand her. The Queen liked her and often got her in surreptitiously for tea. But after that, they decided, there's no need to carry on with not allowing her to come, especially her children did. And it was always difficult and awkward for them that their mother wasn't there. So she came, and after she had her the cancer of the breast, and then she got cancer of the skin. And King Charles wrote to her saying, if anything I can do, please let me help you or support you. And of course, he won't be now moving them from Royal Lodge for a while, which is where they've lived for a very long time, because it's full of leaks and needs redecorating. But he was going to sort of try to get his brother, Prince Andrew, out. But I think now that's quietened down, and quite right too. So Fergie, as we know her, really has written to King Charles saying, supporting him and being kind. And they're writing letters back. And both of them, ironically, have had two different types of cancer, and they can really understand what each of them are going through. And Fergie said, everyone must have hope. You must always have hope. You can't lose your hope, because you can win. That's not 100% true, but it's a lovely thing to say. And I think it's very comforting for him and helps somebody who knows what situation you're in, because they're in it too.
Angela, we haven't got long with you, less than a minute, but I did want to ask you about the Prince and Princess of Wales, who apparently have been visiting the King, which is just such lovely news to hear.
That's wonderful news that she was well enough. There's photographs of her walking across the grass and with the family, and one of them's holding a big bouquet. And I think that's lovely. And we wish her all the best. You mustn't rush it, but very kind that they want to visit the King so soon after they've arrived into Sandringham.
Yeah, it is so lovely, and it feels like a real family coming together to support.
Yes, you have this hope that Fergie said we've all got to have, and I think that's very nice.